So I'm going to talk about the Academy Awards. They were on last night. I had a party with my mom, and I put a few videos up from us watching it. So I'm just going to talk about my thoughts and the fashion and the pre-show and things like that. So first, I know I said this in I think one of my videos. I was really disappointed with the pre-show, like the red carpet show. Like, it seemed to be going great for like an hour, and then Sacha Baron Cohen showed up as his dictator character, and he threw ashes or whatever it was all over Ryan Seacrest. And after that, like, I don't really understand what happened. It seemed like they weren't really interviewing stars on the red carpet anymore. It was just like, we're going to talk about fashion with Juliana and Kelly, and we're not going to see anybody live. Like, we didn't see Natalie Portman show up. We didn't see Brad and Angelina. We didn't see Gwyneth Paltrow. So I was really disappointed. I don't understand what happened. And, like, during commercials, I was going on my computer to see what people were saying about it. And people seem to have two different opinions, where people were like, either Sacha Baron Cohen shouldn't have done this, or they're assuming that Ryan Seacrest is like throwing a fit and like not going on or something. And I don't know. I watched today, News, and they didn't say anything. Like, he didn't say like, "Oh, I was pissed off," or "I couldn't believe he did that to me." He seemed to think it was kind of funny. He was like, I kind of expected him to do something, and he came right over to me with this stupid urn, and like I knew he was going to do something. And like I almost feel like he knew this was going to happen, because he like had an extra suit jacket. And I understand, being someone who's interviewing stars, all these like people are hugging you, you're probably gonna get makeup on you and whatever. But I don't know, I'm really confused. I don't understand why the show was so terrible. Like, I was really disappointed. I don't understand what happened. Like, I personally don't care about the fashion at that moment. I'll watch the Fashion Police and hear all that. I don't care. I want to see these people walking in. So I either feel like, because I don't think Ryan Seacrest would just like throw a fit and be like, I'm not going to go on anymore. I'm not going to interview anyone. I don't think he would do that. I think he's a professional and he knows what to do. I almost feel like it was too cold outside and all the stars were just rushing in, because a lot of them were saying that. They were saying they were cold. So I don't know, but I was disappointed. So on to the show. I really liked Billy Crystal. I thought he was hysterical. I liked his opening act with his song and like his little movies with George Clooney and everything. I thought that was really funny. So I like his style of hosting, where I like that he understands that he's at the Oscars, so he has to be respectful and he has to like act in a way that's appropriate, because this isn't the Grammys or something crazy where you can get away with a lot of nonsense. Like, people don't want to see that at the Oscars. So I really liked the way he hosted. I thought he did a good job. And he looks pretty good, so good for him. The show seemed to be pretty good. I liked that they didn't have just a lot of nonsense. Like, I've been watching the Oscars with my mom for years, and they would have like musical numbers and all kinds of stuff, and I personally don't miss that. I don't miss all the music and like every single song that's nominated, whoever goes up there and sings it and blah blah blah. Like, I don't miss that. So I like how they did it this year with like little montages of like famous people talking about things, and like the Wizard of Oz skit I thought was really cute. So I thought that was really funny. The winners, I was glad that Octavia won. I wanted her to win. I think she really deserved it, and I feel like she's one of those actors who, like, I know she's been in movies, but she isn't like super well known. If she hadn't made The Help, if people saw her on the street, no one would know who she was. It's not like she's Angelina Jolie or something. And she's still like really real, I think, and like relatable to normal people, because I feel like when she heard her name called and she was like trying to walk up the stage, I mean, you could just tell how like flabbergasted she was. And that's how I think any normal person would be in that situation. Like, some of the stars, I just feel like they're so, I mean, I understand they're actors, so that's their job. Like, it's to act, so they might be freaking out inside, but they can keep it together because they're an actor and that's what they do. But I just love that she was like so real and authentic, like on that stage, just like bawling and like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I forgot my speech and I want to thank everyone. And I think I think that's awesome. So I'm really happy for her. I was sad that Michelle Williams didn't win. I was really rooting for her. I loved her in My Week with Marilyn, and she's one of my favorite actresses. Like, I know a lot of people don't like her, and I don't know why. I think she's adorable. Like, a lot of people say they didn't like her on Dawson's Creek, and I wasn't a big Dawson's Creek fan, so I don't know why. So I don't know if her character was like bad or something on the show, but that was her character. That's not her. She was acting. But I thought she was fabulous in My Week with Marilyn, and I just think she is like the cutest thing. She is like adorable, and she's so sweet, and she like loves her little girl so much, and her clothes are like fabulous. So I was sad that she didn't win, but I was really surprised Meryl Streep won. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was expecting Viola Davis to win if Michelle didn't win, and I think everyone was just kind of like, "Whoa, Michelle!" I mean, Meryl Streep, like, it's awesome, and I feel like, she's been nominated 17 times, which I think is a record, and that's spectacular in itself, and I think it was right for her to be honored in that way. I haven't seen her movie, The Iron Lady, yet, but it looks awesome, and she looks like Margaret Thatcher, and I'm sure she did a fabulous job, so I'm happy for her. Jean Dujardin, I think, everyone knew he was going to win, and I loved the artist. I think he was great. And I liked his, because a lot of stars, they get up on stage and they're so excited that they, like, swear or, they say something, but he was, like, swearing in French, so they didn't, like censor him because they didn't know what he was saying, so I thought that was really funny. And who else? Who won for Best Supporting Actor? I don't remember. Let me see. Wow, that's really sad that I don't remember. Oh, Christopher Plummer, that's right. I was happy he won. I think he's awesome. And I was surprised he had never won before. I mean, even my mom was saying, because we do like our Oscar ballot, and we like quiz each other on like, Oscar trivia and movie trivia and things like that. And we were both like, I can't believe he's never won before. I mean, I would have thought he would have at least won for like Sound of Music, but he hasn't. So that's awesome. And I love that. I mean, I think it's awesome that someone his age is like so open about just playing anything, or anyone that, he plays like this guy who's like, his wife dies and he comes out to his family that he's gay. I think that's awesome. And I think that's something that's so relatable to people in like my generation, 20, 30 something people. So I think I'm really happy for him. I think he's awesome. I'm glad The Artist won Best Picture. I loved that movie. I thought it was fabulous. When I was in the theater watching it, and then after I came out and I was like coming home, I was just thinking like, after the way I felt after seeing that movie made me remember and like feel like how I used to feel when I was little and I would watch movies. Like either when you're a little kid and you like watch Disney movies in the theater and you're just like completely like enraptured in this experience. It's like everything going on. Or when you're like a teenager or an adult and you see like that first movie that changes your life, and you're just like, oh my God, like I get it. Like I felt like that in the theater. Like it was one of those movies where you're laughing and then I would cry because some of the parts are sad, and then it's like, you're rooting for this character, and it's, I don't know, I think it was like they were just trying to get back into like the soul and like the substance of what movies really are, because there were like no like super special effects, there was no like sex, there was no swearing, there was no violence, there was no nudity, but I mean, this movie took my breath away. So I, I thumbs up to them. I think they deserved it. Um, and I think the artist guy won Best Director, so good for him. I know that Hugo won a lot of like special effect, like sound and um, music and that kind of stuff. So I have to see that movie. I haven't seen that movie yet, and I know it's a book, so I have to read the book too because it must be pretty good. I was when my mom and I were like checking off our ballots because we see who wins, you know, who has the most like right, and we were like, oh my god, is this movie gonna win like Best Picture? Because we were like, it keeps winning everything. So yeah, I have to see that movie. Talking about the fashion really quick. So my best dressed were, I loved Michelle Williams. I thought she looked fabulous. I really liked Juliana Rancic's dress, and I'm just so happy that she's like doing well because you know like she had breast cancer and she had to have a double mastectomy and she had like reconstructive surgery and I think she looks so good. I'm so happy for her that she's doing well. I like Mila Jovovich's dress a lot. I love Elie Saab. I think his dresses are absolutely divine. Like, if I could wear one of his dresses for a night, I would be like happy for the rest of my life. I think his dresses are like just stunning. Tina Fey looked really good in Carolina Herrera. I loved that. I thought Stacy Keibler looked amazing. And she's one of those people, because, you know, 'cause she's dating George Clooney, and I love George. And I'm just like, oh. But, you know, I'm like, I'm so happy she looked good, because he needs a woman looking good on his arm. He deserves it. Angelina Jolie, she always looks fabulous. So I really like the way she looked. When I was watching E! News today, they were saying, like, they were making fun of her for the way she was posing on the red carpet and on the stage with, like, her leg out. And they're like, why is she doing that? And I was like, well, I mean, she's wearing a dress with, like, a slit up to her, like, up her thigh, you know? It's like, well, what are you supposed to do with your leg? But they were saying, too, that someone dared her to do that. And I'm like, good for her if that's true. Like, I think that's so funny. So, I thought she looked great. Natalie Portman looked awesome, as usual. I love Natalie. She's one of my favorite actresses. And I really liked Rooney Mara's dress. And I was really happy that she wasn't in black, because it seems like she's always wearing black. So I like that she wore like, her dresses are always very structured, and they have lots of, like, cutouts, and they're very edgy. So I like that this dress was still really edgy, but it was white. So I really like that. And I loved her hair. I thought it was really, really nice for a slick back, but she had those bangs. I really liked that a lot. My worst dressed. I really didn't like Melissa McCartney's dress. I didn't at all. I don't think it worked on her figure. I feel bad, but I don't think it did. Shailene, I don't know what her last name is. The girl from The Descendants. I liked her dress, and, like, I feel like, I mean, I obviously don't know her, but some of the people who were, like, talking about the fashion were saying that she picked this dress because it's like her, and it's something that made her feel good, and if that's true, then good for her. I'm happy for her that she could find a dress that made her feel good, but I know the fashion police are probably going to rip her apart, and they're going to say that it was way too old for her, which I kind of agree, where, I mean, I like that she was dressed pretty modestly and she was very covered, but at the same time, you know, I feel like someone like, you know, Meryl Streep could wear that dress, and this girl's like 20 years old or something. I feel like, I mean, you can show a little skin, a little bit. You don't have to be like J-Lo with your boobs popping out, but you can just show a little bit. So, I don't know. Octavia, I don't know. I loved her hair. I mean, I really did. I loved that. I mean, she usually wears like a wig or a weave or something. I love that she, you know, didn't have that on. Her hair was just natural. I think that's awesome. But I just didn't like her dress. I wish it was like higher on the top. I feel like the I know that Kelly Osbourne kept saying, like, please don't wave, because if she lifts up her arm, you know, her boob's gonna pop out of her dress. So, I didn't really like it. I don't know, I think it was a bad choice. I loved the color, but I didn't like the dress on her at all. I didn't like JLo's dress. And then, supposedly, when she was on stage, she was having, like, a wardrobe malfunction. Like, her, I don't know, like, her nipple was showing or something. And they kept showing clips of her on stage on E, and, like, it kind of looks like it, but it also looks like, you know how stars wear, like, that, you know, double-sided tape when they're wearing dresses like that to keep it, like, in place? Like, it almost looks like the tape is, like, coming loose, and there's just, like, a shadow between where the dress and her skin is. Either that, or it's, you know, it's her boob coming out. I don't know. It could be either way, so that's not good. We don't want to see your boobies. So, and I mean, I understand, like, this is JLo's personality, like, you know, this is what she does, you know, shows off her curves, and she loves these dresses that are super low, but I don't appreciate dresses like that. I just feel like, you know, like, why? You know, like, we understand you have a fabulous body, but, you know, we don't need to see that. Like, just cover yourself up a little bit up here. Like, you can have a low back, or, you know, wear something that accentuates your butt, because she's got a fabulous butt and all these curves, but it's like, really? Like, if you're wearing a dress and people are, like, thinking your boobs are popping out, and they're, like, putting the little blurry thing up on your boobs because they think you're flashing them, it's like, you know, that's not good. That's not classy. This is the Oscars. This isn't the Grammys. So yeah, I didn't like that. And I didn't like Kristen Wiig's dress. I really didn't. I didn't like her hair at all. Like, she looked like she was going to the beach or something. So I didn't like her hair at all. Like, it was way too casual, and I didn't like her dress. It was just kind of like blah. Like, she needed some like, she had no necklace on. I feel like if maybe she'd had, like, some huge, like, diamond necklace, it would have made her dress look a lot better. But it was just so plain, and it was like, I don't know, I just feel like it was so plain, and her hair just ruined it. So, yeah. So, those are my... Oh, and I love Gwyneth Paltrow's dress. I forgot to put that on my list, but I thought she looked fabulous. I mean, like, when I first saw her, when they showed her walking on the red carpet, I was just like, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh my god. Like, that is a movie star. You know, like, that's a movie star right there. So, that is my Oscar 2012 video. So, if you guys have different opinions from me, if you like the E! Red Carpet Show, or if you wish somebody else had won Oscars, or you liked someone's dress, comment on my video and let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!